Welcome to un otro Ramble Radio. Hey, Ramble Radio. Are you ready for this? $3.95. $3.95.
400.
They buried us when? When did they fucking bury us? And here we are.
Five.
390 Ramble Radios.
I mean, I tell this story. I tell this story so many times.
Yeah.
But I remember when you had the brainchild for doing Ramble Radio. You're like, hey, let's add to the Ramble onslaught of podcasts. Let's expand the Ramble universe.
Yes.
And I was like,
and
okay,
it was just
going to
be originally. Remember, the original idea for Ramble Radio was just I was just going to rank all the people I French kissed.
Yes.
Remember that? And Eddie thought, let's dream bigger.
I think we can do bigger. Well, I just like what do we get? 2, 3, 4, 300 episodes out of that? Maybe. I mean, you're a notorious French kisser. You French kissed.
Ooh.
But I mean, like that's a finite number, right? So we don't want to be ceilinged by anything.
No, never. Wait a minute. Is there anything creepier than an adult saying that phrase?
French kiss?
Anyone out of 8th grade saying that? Is there anything more unsettling?
No. To prove it, what sounds creepier? Let's finger bang or let's French kiss?
French kiss by times 1,000. Times 1,000.
Right?
Oh, yeah, that's great. French. Wait, hold on. Okay, I think that's the title. Nothing creepier than an adult who says French kiss, right?
I think so. I think that's our title. I don't think you beat that. We could. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, hey,
we're
here all night. We're here all night, right? I mean,
do we do that at some point? Do we do a 24-hour ramble at some point? Do we try to do a 24?
We're gonna have to. By the way, can I just say how the Ralph Report travels well?
They do.
We did a show last night in Irvine.
Sunday night in Irvine.
Sunday night, the night before last. And Eddie had asked me, like, hey, our buddy John Huck was headlining, and Eddie was on the show already, and he goes, hey, you want to maybe come by, do a couple minutes. I ended up getting to do a nice chunk of time, and let me just thank you to all the Ralph Report. I think there were some ramblers there, too, because
there might be
we
some ramblers.
both got a nice little pop when they said our names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a pop. There was a smidge of a pop for people who it felt a little, you know what I mean? I'm just, look, so thank you. I'm not talking shit. I just want to say thank you. I'm not trying to brag nor boast, Eddie.
No, it's kind of like when you're laying in bed with your girl and, she obviously farts, right? And then gets up to go to the bathroom, and you roll over and you nestle into that warm spot. That's what that pop felt like. It felt like that warm spot. That's what that pop was.
Exactly.
Felt like that fart warm spot from your girl.
And guys like us, men, when women do that, we force them. We go to the fucking bathroom.
Go fucking take a shit. Go shit right now.
Go take a shit.
Go fucking take a shit. Get that out of here.
Men are present, and you're going to do that. And you're going to do that. And they think it's just you and I today.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Well, first off, it is. We wouldn't have made it alt-right. Wouldn't have made alt-right Cody wait 4 minutes. But
no,
we want to get him out there. We want to, right when the opening cannon
front and
fires,
center. Front and center.
Want. But he's having, I don't know, man. Are we ever going to see him back now that this whole sneaker debacle has? I mean, it's. Now,
we may have lost Cody forever. We may have. Forever.
But was that his? If that's the last we see of alt-right Cody, is that the best way to go? What he did was basically saying $400 for sneakers that you may not ever get. Is that
for $20 sneakers made in China? You may never.
For $20 sneakers made in China, we're going to charge you $400 because we sewed the letter T on them. Cody almost sold me this Texas Ranger hat for $5,000. He almost did. He tried it.
He's the con behind the con. He really is.
It was, I mean, a brilliant con job by.
I think my favorite name I saw for those sneakers were Despair Jordans.
Despair Jordans was great. I like. I like
the. My favorite.
Someone called them the Jan 6s just dropped.
Oh.
Someone had a funny tweet. God, I think it was actually fellow comedian Mark Agee who said,
I saw that. I just saw Mark last week at a Super Bowl party. Yeah.
I just drew charges.
He's like, I wore these in the court, and all I could do was draw charges.
Draw charges. Fucking great. That was those are some horrible.
But Cody's got some. I saw what he did. He's got, like I said, he's always got plates spinning. Right. There's always plates spinning, right? And he's got the sneakers over here spinning, right? Yeah. And now he's got the trucker convoys threatening to not deliver stuff to New York.
The very smart move. But then do we talk about the other painful shoe that may have dropped for alt-right Cody?
Oh no.
According to 60 Minutes, a former state GOP chair, Andrew Hitt, says that after Biden won in Wisconsin, the state's GOP's outside legal counsel advised that the Republican electors meet as a contingency, sign a document claiming Trump won. That I don't think Cody won that getting out. I don't think Cody wanted that getting out. That's
again. I still can't wrap my head around why people want this fucking guy around. Like I can't. Why you're willing to throw your life away for a sack of shit.
How many videos of you boinking a child or an animal does he have? That's all. What else is there? Why are they still? How much footage does this guy have of these people fucking animals or children?
How much rotten shit have you done in your life that he's got a hold of?
That this guy knows. He's like, well, sorry.
Because that would be the only reason. Because if you're just throwing your life away for this guy just because you think he's great, then you don't deserve to have anything anyway.
Well, it is weird how that who's the fucking weird. Speaker of the House right now? Mike Johnson, that piece of shit. He has an adopted boy, just like Matt Gaetz. Hey, nothing weird going on there. Nothing weird going on there.
And he's not in any of the family pictures, which is even weirder.
Yeah, even. But by the way, we have. Boy, do we have hot news.
Hot news.
Hot news.
Bring it.
You ready?
Yeah. Let me hear it.
Well, Locker Miltic's no longer on top.
Oh,
Locker Miltic
sad to see Locker go.
On top. I'm sad to see Locker go as well. But Mike, are you ready for this?
Sure.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Imagine. Oh, it's the Rumble. Okay, imagine it's the Rumble.
Okay.
And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's Zach Dollum's music. Zach Dollum, the pop. Imagine.
Wow. What? That's like Hillbilly Jim coming in, like 20 years. Like, boy, he's been gone for like 20 years.
We haven't seen him in a minute. I think the pop is as big as fucking Edge coming out. You think you know me? You know what I mean? That's like the one in Houston when Edge. You think you know me?
Yeah.
What? Zach Dollum says, "Step aside, kids. It's about time an OG Rambler took back the top spot here. I've been here since this was a solo pod, with Jerry speaking into the void about whatever was on his mind, doing top 10 lists, reading a shout-out list that eventually got so long it took too much time to continue including it. That's right, young ones. I've been here since the beginning, and I'm not going anywhere. Dollum out!" Look at that.
Wow.
Zach Dollum.
Wow.
And I mean,
it's like when Hogan came back in the mid-2000s and grabbed the title real quick for like a month.
Right.
Remember Hogan came back and Mr. America?
Huge. What a pop. What a pop right there. Zach Dollum. So don't look. How about this? Instead of saying let's dethrone these people, I don't want to say it like that. How about that?
Right.
Let's not make them lonely at the top. How's that? Is that better?
Right.
5-star rating. Positive text review. Subscribe.
Let's find another seat at the table.
Spread the word. Yes. Spread the word. Tell everybody. Find more seats at the table for this Ramble podcast, the world's podcast. We've decided that, right? It's the world's podcast.
Well, we didn't. The people did.
The people. You're right.
I was in the mall yesterday.
Yeah.
And a big muscular man came up to me with tears in his eyes.
Right.
Telling me how great this podcast is and how everyone listens to it and how popular it is. So I mean, it's there. It's just ask the people.
Did that muscular guy? Boy, I'm gonna go deep inside joke here, Eddie.
Okay.
Did that muscular guy stop you to tell you how intimidating you looked, and you had to remind him that you're just a big old nerd and a nice guy?
I'm just a big old nerd and nice guy.
Fuck, look at us. 10 minutes in, we do a joke that only Eddie and I would even know what we're talking about. But worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Anytime we get to do that. Ooh. Fucking worth it. I mean, worth it. Now, man, what else? I've been. You don't really watch Japanese cartoons, do you, Eddie?
I did when I was a kid. I watched Trans Z. I watched. I mean, that's Japanese, right? Trans Z, stuff like that.
Which one?
Trans Z. It was more of a movie.
Sounds right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't like. Look, if I'm gonna see a cartoon, I don't want no fucking.
I don't want any boinking. I don't want big old round eyes. Because that look Japanese. They got them big old round eyes.
I don't want to see pussy hair in a cartoon. I don't want to see pussy hair in a goddamn cartoon.
I don't want to see no buttholes.
Hey, all they do is fuck.
I don't watch the anime, the hentai porn or whatever it's called.
That's
hentai
I've never seen. I'm
not into that. Never into.
No,
never
I
into
couldn't.
That,
I can't get into that either. I'm not mad at it. Good for whoever. But I mean,
I've been trying. I've been beating off to it for like 6 or 7 months now. But
right.
I can't get into it.
Nothing. Can I tell you my take on cartoons? This is going to be very controversial.
Sure.
If Jessica Rabbit were like, if you just took her as she was drawn and put her in real life, that's an odd looking face.
That's a freaky looking person.
Right? That is, you're like,
it's like those human beings that turn themselves into Barbie dolls.
Right. I'd be like,
it's like,
not.
No.
I was never, you pause it, you could see your pussy. But there's no pussy to see. She's not fucking real.
It's some ink and some color, and it's not a real thing.
Now, granted, Mohawk Storm could have it whenever she wanted it.
Sure. Well, she was drawn a little more real. Not completely real, but more real than Jessica Rabbit was.
Jean Grey could have it whenever she's Psylocke, Mohawk Storm, Jean Grey.
Yeah.
They could RC.
They could all have it.
RC could have it.
RC could have it. It would hurt, but she could have it.
It would hurt
a lot. But she could have it. Be worth it though. There had to be a nerd out there that's beat off to RC, right? There had to be like
several. What are you talking about?
I
guarantee you there are people who have drawn her fucking every Autobot. Like there's someone who's just got some giant Metroplex dick going in her and like he's drawn it. He's drawn it and he's jerking
and then he's standing back and jerking off to it, right? He's just like having at it. Just like so RC crazy. Just does it for that dude.
Does it. She does it. Now, I will say this, though. My godson, Carlos, has been pushing me to watch this anime.
Okay.
Based off a manga called Hunter x Hunter. I was like, okay, whatever. Usually when, like, a kid tells you to watch something, it's going to be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Is that true? Am I right about that?
No, you're pretty close.
If ever a kid gets excited and tells you to watch something like this, it's gonna be fucking dumb as shit.
It's gonna be fucking dumb.
I don't want to watch
it. Let me just watch it, make him happy, so he'll shut up about it.
Right, and then I'll fake laugh or fake be like, that was great.
That was great.
And one thing that I didn't like about Hunter x Hunter was that the theme song wasn't a take on the theme song of Sister Sister. Tia and Tamara, don't you think that would make a lot of sense?
That's a big missed opportunity right there.
If it's called Hunter x Hunter, shouldn't the theme song sound like Sister Sister?
You would think.
I started watching it, and I'm fucking hooked.
Really?
Hooked. Like, can I tell you how hooked I am on Hunter x Hunter?
Okay.
Okay, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, to all the anime fans, any Japanese ramblers that we might have who'd be like, what? There's no way. And I get it. Right. I get you thinking that. Any anime fans, any manga fans who'd be like, no, No.
Mm-hmm.
If Dragon Ball Z, you're familiar with that, of course.
I've heard of it. Yes.
If Dragon Ball Z is Andre the Giant, Hunter x Hunter might be Hogan at WrestleMania 3. I'm just
okay. I mean, I don't know what either one of those mean. I know the Hogan Andre thing, but
so
Hunter x Hunter
Dragon
and
Ball Z.
Dragon
so
Ball
many
Z.
people put up here.
Right.
I think
But I've never seen an episode of
Hunter. Dude, and I can't tell you the moment that hooked me.
Okay.
So it's in season 5. I mean, I was hooked, but the moment that made me think this is the best fucking anime show I've ever fucking seen, better than Dragon Ball Z. I liked it better because the only problem with Dragon Ball Z, it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball Z is still fantastic, but I found out later that they were making the cartoons while the guy was still writing the comics. Okay. So he would be like, Goku and Cell are fighting or whatever. And if Goku and Cell never fought, fucking sorry, I forgot, it's been a minute. But let's say Goku and Cell are fighting.
Okay.
He hasn't written the outcome yet by the time they got to draw the next episode of the cartoon. Oh. So then you'll literally have a half-hour cartoon where 10 minutes of it is just both those guys like bowing up, like fucking staring at each other, like
right.
Like, guys, this is fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. These guys are just fucking staring each other down for 4 episodes. Like they're floating in outer space. Like, all right, this is fucking dumb. Can we get to something? Can something happen? Yeah. But now when shit happens in Dragon Ball Z, woo! But Hunter, I think, surpassed it. So there are these creatures called Chimera ants in the world of Hunter x Hunter.
Sure.
And they are hyper intelligent ants that basically assimilate whatever they devour, and like they kind of take on. So like if one of them killed a lion, it would look like a giant lion, but like with ant antenna and stuff. But it would also be hyper intelligent, and it would retain some of the instincts and memories of the lion. Well, anyway,
gotcha.
There's a queen ant who's pregnant, and the last thing they want is for her to give birth to the king, because that's big trouble.
That's huge trouble.
And she does. And the king is born, and he goes and just takes over a nation. He goes right up to this Kim Jong-un looking dude, just kills him, right?
Okay.
Takes him over. And then he has all these, like, there's no other way to put it, but the king is kind of a scumbag. So he had a room full of, who is dancing for him.
Okay.
And they're looking at the king, this ant king, and they're begging for their lives because they just saw what he did. And they're like, dear God, please, please, please. And he just turns and looks, and they go, show us mercy. And he goes, yeah, just like you show the pig and cow mercy when they're begging you not to kill them. And then the next thing you see is just everyone's dead in that room.
Wow.
And I was like, God damn,
pro-vegan.
That one.
Big time pro-vegan show.
Big time pro-vegan. But God, I'm telling you, that show is so
just
fucking
the background,
good.
Just smacking the clam for this, just like
like doing that fucking E Honda from Street Fighter 2. the 100. 100 hands slapping that cooch is what you. She was. Just...
So.
Oh man.
So anyway, I've been. Well, go ahead. I've finished Hunter x Hunter.
Check it out. Yeah. Good shit.
I might. Well, I went back on Tubi because you told me about Tubi going with the Transformers and stuff.
Tubi hosting the Ramble. Hello.
Should. So I was going to go back and start check out Transformers, but as I was scrolling to get Transformers, I came across G.I. Joe first. So I started G.I. Joe, and it's not the remember the miniseries they would have where they would do the week and they would like the week some massive thing to take. This is like the series before the miniseries, when they did the little movies.
Right.
And this is called the Pyramid of Darkness. right?
Why
and
does
so it starts out,
familiar?
because we've seen it, but I forgot how the level of suspension of disbelief we had to have as children to think this was a cool cartoon, more so than Transformers.
Okay,
because it starts off there's this, the ground opens up, the mountain opens up, this rocket ship with like the space shuttle thing comes out of the mountain and it goes down. They could just shot it out of the mountain, but it comes out of the mountain and then it rolls down to this launch pad, right?
Okay.
And so they're getting ready to launch it, and then all of a sudden the hiss tanks pop up, and it's Cobra trying to capture this threat, right? And then then the Joes come, right? The Joes are fighting them, and and then the rocket ship takes off, right? And then the what's the little Cobra, the little Cobra pods?
Yeah, the bubble
around,
things.
Right?
Yeah,
the bubble thing. They shoot this electronic net over it, so it's keeping the shuttle from taking off.
Right.
It's like trying to get through, right?
Brilliant.
And brilliant strategy, because it wouldn't just explode.
No.
And these little the his tanks are heavy enough to keep this rocket to the ground. Yeah. With this net. So the Joes end up fighting off the his tanks. The his tanks retreat. Cobra leads the charge, like with the retreat or whatever. They go into this. They jump in. Cobra and Tomox and Zaymot jump into a river, right? And Flint and I think Roadblock and Shipwreck, they all chase after him, right? And then the shuttle takes off.
That's a big three.
Shuttle takes off. Mission goes forward, according to plan or whatever. So they take off. That now these big giant robots, that you think Cobra Commander and the twins are trapped, but these two giant robots come out of the water and scoop them up and then take them. And there's the big water-filled robots, and then the Joes are like, what? And then they jump in after, whatever. Right. So they chase them. There's a big secret underwater base with the Cobras or whatever. There's a battle that ensues. The giant underwater robots fight off Roadblock and everybody. But Flint and Shipwreck and Snake Eyes sneak into the water base, right?
Okay, all right.
This is the part where you're just like... and then, the elevator door opens up, right? And then... Cobra Commander comes out with the twins. He's like, my plan, that went according to plan or whatever. I was brilliant or whatever. And then he shows a video to brag to Destro about how when the shuttle was being held down by the net, a Cobra Rattler flew by that no one saw.
Genius.
And put this certain thing of cargo into the space shuttle and then flew off. And then the rocket ship got to take off. So mission accomplished, apparently.
Of course.
And then but now Shipwreck and Snake Eyes are trying to navigate their way through this Cobra base, and they jump a couple guys and they put on their uniforms, right? Now Shipwreck looks fine in a Cobra uniform. He's got the jacket and the hat on, right? Snake Eyes, jacket, hat, still Snake Eyes, mask. He's walking through the Cobra base, talking to other Cobra dudes on the metro station that gets them from place to place, and Shipwreck and Cobra and Snake Eyes just standing there chatting it up with the other Cobra eels. And I'm like, that's fucking Snake Eyes with just a cap on. You're not.
Shipwreck should have still had the parrot on his shoulder.
He might as well have had the parrot with a little hat on it and a jacket. I'm like,
Snake Eyes.
Why'd you have to have Snake Eyes there?
Snake Eyes still has one of Macho Man's jackets over the uniform with all the tassels. Sure. It's just Rick. Yeah, Rick loves Rick coming back.
Rick, he just loves Macho Man. The entire roster of G.I. Joes that you have at your disposal for this scene, and you have to shoehorn Snake Eyes into this scene.
Spirit's a great martial artist. He could have fit in the uniform. He could have faked it.
Right.
Oh God, but hey.
And then at the end of the episode, they're in line and they have to go through this voice checkpoint, right?
Sure.
So Shipwreck hears the guy say "All hell Cobra." That's the secret password, and they go through. Right. He's like, "Okay, I got it." And he goes up to the robot and he goes, "All hell Cobra." Wherever he
with
talks.
Little Dennis Miller voice, Shipwreck cat, babe.
Hey, babe. All hell Cobra, babe. So he goes up, says, "All hell Cobra, babe." Che. And so, but the alarm goes off because it's a voice detector. It detects the voice, not the saying or whatever. And so then, a cage comes down around them, and then these spikes start coming out of the walls. Like the Cobra robot's going, "Must die, must die." So it's literally this. You think it looks like they're going to be impaled by these spikes.
By spikes,
saws that are coming up out of the floor.
Right.
and then it fades out. So you think, okay, well that's the end of the episode.
Well, they're dead.
And then literally the next on the next G.I. Joe, you see Snake Eyes and Shipwreck navigating their way through and fighting their way out of some other part of the bay.
So we
just ruined the cliffhanger. There's no cliffhanger.
Made it out.
You're in a cliffhanger for 0.5 seconds. It's a cliffhanger for 0.5 seconds.
That's fucking great. Oh,
it's insane. But I love this show so much. I love this show so much.
Well, there we go. I hate to do this because this has been a really good ramble.
Oh, I know. But Skeletor. We were just talking about suspension of disbelief for one of our favorite shows, G.I. Joe. Up there in Eternia, during your run in Masters of the Universe, did you ever have to suspend your disbelief to get through an episode?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question, and I'm glad that you've asked me that. Well, of course, the obvious is every time He-Man would best me, okay? Yeah, that's clearly, I deserved a goddamn Academy Award for every time I pretended that fucking chode could ever get the better of me. So yes, that was probably the most time. Another thing, though, very interesting. You mentioned the dipshit. The other guy mentioned something about Jessica Rabbit and seeing her pussy, her cooch. You know what they have to do for every episode of Masters of the Universe? They have to digitally remove my cock because it's so big. Just dragging along behind me as I'm running. So a lot of money goes into that. That's why sometimes you wonder why the production value doesn't look that great in the older episodes. It's because all the money had to go from hiding my giant dick, you know? And of course, they had to take all that footage, miles and miles and miles of film that they had to stash away because they don't want children finding it. So they put it in one place no one will ever find it. He-Man's mother's pussy! You get it? Because she's got such a big cooch. Vacuous. Because she's a fucking car.
All right, there we go again. Send us up, Cody.
He seems like he's in a better mood when he's hanging out with Dex. He really does.
I don't know what's happening, but
I think he's better off with Dex than he is without.
I think you're right.
I think it's worse for us, honestly,
it is.
But
it's a lot worse to hear. It's a lot worse to,
But he's in a better headspace when he's around Dex. Sure.
Well, it's the only time all of my heads are in a better space. Cinesnob.
Okay. Cinesnob Cody on
Cody, let's try to get that.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Right there.
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Put him on Rotten Tomatoes, babe.
Rotten Tomatoes. Eddie, where can all the fine folk find you, please?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report.
There it is.
Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper.
You can find me in the same Ramble locales. You can find Eddie and Cody. I'm also streaming video games on my Twitch and Kick at Retro Rocha and just my name on YouTube. Tonight, most likely, I'll be trying to get through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it's a doozy. So there we go. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow for a regular Ramble. Don't make Dahlem so lonely at the top, everybody.
Right.
5-star rating, positive text review, subscribe. We love you all. Stay safe. Take care, everybody. Bye.